Alright, well the drywall crew had come back and done some more work on the ceiling in here, and it looks pretty good. There is one spot above my head where they just simply didn't sand and feather it together. I'll fix that, no big deal. I'm pretty sure they were done with me, and they did do a clean job this time. Very little to no dust at all, so I think they figured out my expectation level was beyond what they're willing to offer, which kind of shoots themselves in the foot, because had they done it right and done a good clean job throughout, I would have been sending a lot more business their way. But all in all, it's going to look good now. Just a couple minor things I need to fix. Alright, I finished gluing up and sanding the drawers. I'm using a Zinsser Bullseye amber shellac on these to breathe some life into that birch. Birch is not a very pretty wood at that, but it makes it look a lot more rich in my opinion. Hopefully you can see the before and the after. So these are going to be the carcasses. I'll probably shoot another coat on there. Alright, well we've spent quite a bit of time cleaning all the nasty oil and grease off all the cabinetry. It's in good shape other than it's really banged up. So what I'm doing is we've gone through and done all the body work on everything, and I'm now priming the doors, and I'm using this Zinsser bin shellac based primer. This is great stuff, and it sands super easy. It dries fast. I love working with that stuff, and it sticks to about anything. I'm shooting it on with my HVLP gun here. This is the second coat. I'm actually doing two coats on this. The first one I'm doing fairly light, and then I'm dusting it to reveal any imperfections that were left behind from my original repairs, and then shooting the second coat, which is what you see here, a fairly thick coat, a wet coat. And then after this dries off real good, then it'll get a light sanding as well, and then it'll be top coated beyond that. But I kind of wanted to show this table here, and I'm actually going to highlight this in another clip. I was watching a video and some guy cobbled one of these together using a Lazy Susan, and man, this thing is a great little contraption. Once I pick the gun up, I just have a screw right here where I can hang it. Once I pick it up, I can shoot an edge or a profile, grab these handles, and I can spin it around, and I don't even have to walk around it, and then shoot another edge. You know, just put together with scrap and a little Lazy Susan, which was fortunately here. So this is the way I'm painting them right now. Well, I figured I'd throw in kind of how I'm doing the cabinets to refinish them. The first thing I'm doing is cleaning them, of course, and then I'm coming in with sandpaper, and any place where the finish has been chipped or whatnot, I'm just feathering it out with the sandpaper like that. Any holes here and there get filled with the Durham's Rock Hard Putty. That is really cool stuff. It's a powder form, but once you mix it up, you have very little working time with it, so you have to do small batches and work super fast. And it doesn't shrink, so you can take it all off, and then after it dries, you only have about a minute play with it. After it's fully cured, just come back and dust it with some sandpaper. Past doing that, I'm applying by spray the Zinsser shellac based primer. You don't have to degloss, it sticks to anything, and just turning it white basically. And then I'm doing a light sanding on it, on that coat, to reveal anything that I might have missed. So that's the time I would go back and fix anything that wasn't correct. And then after doing that, I apply another coat of primer, a sanding, and then follow it up with two coats of the paint. Alright, this is the primer I'm using right here. This is the Rock Hard Putty. It's a powder, so it never dries up or goes bad. Just mix as needed. I wanted to touch base on this Pro Classic paint here. This paint has really good self-leveling properties in it. It's expensive paint, but it should dry to a really hard film finish. And since it does, I am spraying this with a pressure pot gun. So just to give you an idea of how I'm thinning this out. This is actually 123 fluid ounces, but we'll call it a gallon. I'm putting 10 ounces of water in it, distilled water, and I'm only adding 10 capfuls of Floetrol to extend it a little bit further. And I've kind of snuck my way up and found the sweet spot to where I can spray on fairly thick, heavy coats with it, and it doesn't want to sag or run on vertical surfaces. So that's just the mixture I'm using there. But I have not brushed this yet to see how it levels out in terms of brush strokes. But what I can say is when you apply it, basically get it on there and lay it off quickly and then leave it alone. If you see anything that's still not yet, just give it time, because it will flatten itself out. Come back every 10 or 15 minutes and look at it again, and eventually all those marks should be gone altogether. Very, very interesting, cool product there. All right, well, I have all the kitchen cabinet carcasses painted as well as the doors. They turned out really nice. We really needed to go the extra mile on these and make sure they were as perfect as possible, because everything in the house is going to be fresh and new. So these needed to look the same, fresh and new, or they would have stuck out like a sore thumb in my opinion. But I'll try to give you a shot of how well this Sherwin-Williams paint laid down. This is a semi-gloss we went with. It laid down perfectly flat. I mean, they really do look like they're factory finished. I'm quite pleased with the outcome there. Make no mistake, it was a ton of labor, at least to get to this stage. The rest of it right over there, a couple more upper cabinets. You might ask why not just put in new. Well, it's a numbers game for me. My labor is being absorbed, my dollars are not. So we elected to go this route, and overall I am completely satisfied. Well, all right, they had a pretty good sale going on for appliances, so we went ahead and snatched these up prematurely, even though we're not ready for them. Stainless steel range, natural gas, oven, as well as a stainless steel dishwasher. We also purchased a stainless steel vent hood that will be mounted over this right here. These are going to look really nice in the kitchen. Well, all right, here's a sneak peek on the kitchen cabinetry, all finished up, hardware and all, oil rub bronze, cup pulls, hinges, whatnot. This is where the oven and cooktop goes. That cabinet there. This is just a makeshift sink I put together out of the old bar sink that was here to get us by. This will obviously come out. That's actually the sink cabinet that shoves into that corner underneath the window. So moving along, this gap right here, once it widens up, that's where the dishwasher will be. And then this little bank of drawers right here is the end. Everything turned out really nice. These are the upper cabinets. Everything here is upside down to protect the bottom. They'll go up on that wall. And then we've got a couple more upper cabinets over here that go in various places. This is actually right here, the original vanity that was in the master bathroom. It's been all corrected and dolled up and freshened up. Turned out quite nice as well. Alright, well, this is the vanity in the first bathroom. We were going to put a freestanding one in here, but we couldn't quite find anything we liked without getting into price ranges that were just way up there. The original vanity went to a wall that ran across there, if anybody remembers that. I kept the face frame and the hardware and drawers and doors and whatnot from that, and we ended up just building a new carcass for it. There was a bank like this one on the other end down there, so we cut it off. New carcass, made all new drawers for it, cleaned it all up, did all the body work, finished it out and put the hardware on it. So that's what's going to be in this bathroom. Looks pretty good.